Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Joshua Benjamin Ali, the CEO of JBA Consults. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at why AI can't replace your call center agents. So the strengths of human interaction in customer service. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So we're going to start off with the introduction. So basically, AI is advancing in automation and efficiency, but it cannot replicate the irreplaceable qualities of human agents. So customer service is not just about problem solving, but it's also about understanding and connecting with the customers, which is the very crucial part, especially when it comes to sales. And since AI is more or less not specifically geared towards the sales aspect, it's very important to understand where exactly AI plays a significant role and how to be able to actually utilize it to yield the best results, basically. So according to some key statistics, 85% of customers prefer human interactions or human agents for complex issues that they may face utilizing your service or your product. So human-driven interactions have 78% higher customer satisfaction rates compared to AI-driven interactions. So this is something that we should take key note of when it comes to implementing or trying to incorporate AI into your customer service or into your sales processes. Let's move further. So communication skills. Empathy is the heart of great customer service. So empathy is very important. Understanding and putting yourself in the shoes of the client or of the customer to understand better the situation that they have and how it's impacting them from a day-to-day basis, or how it's impacting them based on their business or based on the kind of experience they want to have from the service or the product that you're offering. So emotional intelligence enables agents to identify frustration, confusion, or happiness. So you are also able to adjust the tone and language to reassure customers. So when a customer, for example, is on the phone with you and is yelling, screaming because they feel frustrated based on the experience they're having, in this case, since you have that emotional intelligence as a human agent, you are able to adjust your tone to make them feel at ease a little bit, to reassure them, to make them feel okay that they are communicating with you and that issue or the problem that they are coming to you to resolve, you actually be able to resolve that for them. So that is something we need to keep a key eye on. Example, a customer calling to complain about delayed service needs understanding, not just solutions. I remember when I was working in customer support, I worked for a company that handled transactions, basically. So what was happening is a customer will call in frustrated because the system is down, they are not able to take payments. So first and foremost, I understand the situation. I empathize with the situation. I explain to them why this could happen. Then I start asking insightful questions to understand exactly what it is that is happening, how it happened, what changed from the time it was working till the time it was not working. So by having that interaction, the customer actually understands that I'm actually trying to resolve the issue, not just trying to give them some kind of a solution to get them off the line. So it's very important that you have that to understand the needs of the clients. It's very important that you have that emotional intelligence to understand that, okay, they feel frustrated right now because they are not liking what is going on, but engaging them in a conversation and basically showing empathy to them goes a long way to help. So you're able to actually make them feel at ease and then start producing or providing them with the necessary solutions that they need, thus actually making them quite satisfied afterwards. And basically it helps when it comes to CSAT scores, so customer satisfaction scores. So for example, if you're working in a company where they actually need to leave some kind of a review, usually people who use this style end up actually getting more positive reviews. Real life case study. A global airlines success story where agents provided comfort to a distressed traveler after a flight cancellation, resulting in increased loyalty. So, for example, I had quite an experience some years ago where I was flying, and what had happened was I booked the flight from an agency that is working with the airline. And they booked my flight, my connecting flight to a different country. So when I got to the midway to change flights, I had to go to the customer support desk. And basically, they were trying to ask me to pay for the subsequent flight, which was not expensive. It was about almost $600. But aside that, it was ridiculous to me that I needed to pay extra for a mistake that they did. So basically, I ended up getting really annoyed. And fortunately, there was a lady, and all of a sudden, they stopped speaking English with me because they were not an English speaking country. Nobody understood English. And eventually, there was a lady that came out who actually came and spoke with me and told me there was no reason for me to pay extra because the flight was literally the same price to the other country as I needed to go to a different place. It was the same price. So based on that, she just changed everything, gave me meal tickets to go and eat and use the lounge because I had to stay in the airport for 24 hours because the next flight was the next day in the evening. So basically, after doing that, it actually changed my perspective about the business because initially I was really annoyed, but after that happened, I started to feel more comfortable and basically subsequently ended up flying with them constantly. So whenever I travel home or something like this or traveling out, I always use the same airline. So this is something that is very, very important when it comes to customer satisfaction, which is empathy. Handling complex scenarios. So customers often present unique layered problems that cannot be resolved by predefined scripts or algorithms. So if you were using AI, you need to feed the AI with information. So for example, in my previous job as when I used to work in customer support, what we had was in Salesforce, we had access to all knowledge based on whatever situation or whatever kind of issue the person may have. So the main issue that the person may have, you can easily just search in Salesforce and you will have that information. And then you follow the guidelines to present the solution to the customer should such an issue resolve or come up. And in instances where it was not an issue that has ever happened before, you had to escalate this case to the engineering team through Jira, for example, and then they present or they prepare a kind of a resolution to such a problem, and basically that ends up getting or being added to the knowledge base eventually. But if you're providing this information to an AI, what is going to happen is the AI will just keep giving the same information without actually understanding the layers to the issue. Because, for example, the customer is coming to you, he has an issue. The issue started from this and then resulted in that and then moved to this. So if I come and I'm saying that I have this issue, AI will, based on the script, can say, okay, this is the solution for it, but that is not the root cause of that issue. The root cause of the issue is what happened initially. So if I'm speaking with AI, if I'm speaking with the person would ask me, for example, an insightful question like, what happened? Did anything change? Where was the position of this? So in order to understand exactly what it is, the issue or how the issue came about, and tailor a solution to that issue. But because AI is not a human being, what it is doing basically is just using the information that it has been given to provide a solution without understanding the root cause of that issue. So human agents analyze context, they ask clarifying questions, and they provide tailored solutions. So, for example, when I was speaking with a client during my customer support, days where, for example, the payment system is not working, maybe the device, the handheld device to accept payments is not working. What is going to happen basically is I now ask a lot of questions and I get to understand, okay, so what happened was maybe this person mistakenly turned off their Bluetooth, or maybe the person who was trying to take the payment made a mistake and maybe was playing around the app and by mistake disconnected the app from the handheld device, for example. Or maybe there is some kind of an issue with the main account itself, and that is causing the person not to be able to accept payments. So there are a lot of reasons or a lot of things that can cause a person to not be able to take a payment. So if a customer comes and says, I have a problem, I'm not able to take payments, I cannot proceed to give them a solution on how to be able to take a payment by sending them how to take a payment guidelines. It doesn't work that way. I need to investigate and understand where the issue may be from. Maybe they needed to verify some documents in order for the account to be active again, something. So it's very important that the human aspect has to do with analyzing the context, asking clarifying questions, and then giving tailored solutions to those issues or concerns that a customer may have. AI, on the other hand, will struggle with multi-threaded conversations or issues requiring judgment. So that is something that is very important. And that is one of the differences or some of the differences between AI and a human agent. So example scenario, a customer calls about a billing error with unusual circumstances. A human agent resolves it creatively where AI would fail due to lack of context. So for example, the one I gave, I'm not able to take a payment. There is no context to that. He's not able to take a payment. If you try to give a solution without understanding the root cause, it will basically be a fruitless troubleshoot or a fruitless solution that you've given to them. And what would it lead to? It will lead to dissatisfaction, as the customer will not be satisfied with that because their issue was not resolved. And eventually you're going to end up losing the customer. Personalization and relationship building. So customers seek connection and understanding. Personalization fosters loyalty. So human agents can recall customer preferences, past interactions, and offer tailored solutions. AI is limited to scripted or database-driven responses, often missing nuanced opportunities. So for example, if this customer who was not able to make a payment or take a payment, if I'm to have a conversation with them, for example, the next day, I probably would remember this client because I will basically see the account once the person calls in. And in so doing, I might have a fair idea as to what exactly transpired. And that is one of the reasons why, even in every call center, every CRM system that you use, they have a section for notes, and you need to leave notes as to every conversation that you have with the client. And that way, the next agent who would receive a call, if the call is about the same issue, they will be able to easily understand, okay, so the customer called in yesterday and has such and such an issue, and the issue was escalated to this department and they're waiting for a response. Okay, so the issue was escalated to this department. This particular person was the one handling this issue, so I can reach out to this person to understand what is going on and better inform the customer. So it's very important, this human aspect, because AI would not be able to do something like this. They might be if you are able to give some kind of command prompts or prompts that will actually, or actions that will cause it to do certain things based on certain responses or certain questions. But having that human aspect goes a long way to build that kind of connection and relationship and understanding with the customer, and having that personalization when it comes to their issues and resolving them in the best way possible, thus fostering loyalty. So a real life case study is a small business retained a major client because A human agent remembered their unique needs and provided proactive follow-ups. So that is very, very important. The role of intuition. Intuition is the ability to read between the lines. So it's very, very important, especially in sales and also in customer support, to have some kind of intuition. So when you're speaking with a client or you're speaking with a customer, sometimes they don't even know exactly how they can relate the issue they're having or what they need from you. They don't know how to be able to relate or basically provide accurate information about this. So you need to be in a position where you have that intuition to understand where exactly it is this conversation might be going. In so doing, giving you the opportunity or giving you an upper hand to be able to ask further questions, basically in a way that you're going to make sure that the issue they are calling or the reason they are calling is clearly understood by you. So human agents detect subtle hints in customer behavior or tone, enabling proactive solutions. For example, if you're doing a sale, and there are certain things or certain words or certain phrases that a customer might use, which will basically let you understand that the customer is about to purchase that product or that service. So if you do not have that ability, you would end up being in a position where you miss that sale. So intuition is very, very important. AI, on the other hand, cannot anticipate the needs unless explicitly programmed for specific patterns. So, example, a long-time customer suddenly hints at dissatisfaction. A human agent picks up on this and acts to prevent churn. AI likely misses this subtlety. So it's very, very important that you understand or you're able to pick up on these hints. So there are instances where, for example, a client might not be satisfied and with something, and they might make some kind of a sound. Something like this. It's a way for you to understand, you as a human being will understand they're not happy, they're dissatisfied, there's something that needs to be worked on here. But an AI will not understand this behavior or this sound or why the sound. It wouldn't understand this unless it's specifically programmed for something like this. So it's very important that we understand that human agents, since they have the intuition and they have the ability to read between the lines, it gives them a little bit of an upper hand. It gives them an upper hand when it comes to AI and human agents or interacting with customers. Challenges of AI in call centers. So AI struggles with recognizing diverse accents and dialects, adapting to emotional language, and handling humor, sarcasm, or cultural nuances. So customers become frustrated when forced to repeat themselves or encounter robotic responses. So if a person, I really hate it when I need assistance and I try to reach out to support, and then I end up with a robot, and I keep trying to get to speak with someone, and the robot is trying, or the AI bot is trying its best to resolve the issue without understanding exactly what the issue is. And I keep trying to repeat the issue in several different ways for it to understand what the issue is, but it ends up missing that because it doesn't really understand what it is I'm asking, or maybe it hasn't even been programmed to handle such an issue that I'm raising, basically. So it's very important that we understand these things. AI relies heavily on pre-trained data, which may not cover all scenarios, just like I said. It might not cover all the scenarios, so it's very important that we take note of this, that it is a challenge for AI when it comes to call centers. So an example is a chatbot misunderstanding a customer's query, escalating frustration until a human agent intervenes. So you will realize you get a little bit angry, and then eventually somebody comes in and they now have to deal with an angry client because the AI bot basically got them in a very bad mood before the human agents came in, and then eventually you would end up getting bad scores when it comes to CSAT or customer satisfaction scores. But it's not necessarily the agent's fault, but it could be that the bot just already ruined his mood, and that was the reason for this. And they might end up leaving a bad review or a negative review, not necessarily because of the issue was not resolved, but based on the experience of contacting to getting that issue resolved. So this is something that you need to take care or take keen note of as a challenge of AI when it comes to call centers. The need for hybrid models. So AI complements agents by automating repetitive tasks like data entry or appointment scheduling. So that is something good when it comes to AI, or what AI can do very, very well. Because sometimes we do have a lot of tasks going on and we end up missing schedules. AI doesn't miss the schedule. If it needs to forward an email at a particular point in time, that email is going to be sent no matter what. But sometimes if I'm a person and I'm on the phone with a client and I need to send an email at this particular time, I might end up missing that deadline. And because I'm on the phone and I'm being distracted, my mind is on the conversation that I'm having and not that I need to send an email now. So I'll have to finish that conversation before I send the email. But when you bring in the AI aspect into it, that means that email will not be missed, or it will be sent exactly when it needs to be sent. As an example, human agents step in for tasks requiring judgment, empathy, and critical thinking. So examples of AI support, that is auto-transcripting of calls. So having a transcript of a conversation. So for example, if your organization has quality control where they analyze the phone calls to understand how to better serve the customers, you can use AI to auto-transcribe those calls so you have full text of it. You can even use AI to summarize this conversation to understand the head and tail of the conversation. And it goes a long way to help when it comes to quality control or understanding which aspects of the services that you're providing or the products that you're providing, how to be able to make them better. Sentiment analysis for escalations. So when it comes to escalations, it's one of the aspects where AI can actually play a significant role in. So case study, a tech company has reduced response times by 40% by using AI for frequently asked questions and routing complex queries to human agents. So for example, where you initially start or initially get to the support line, if it's a chat, you just leave the actual information based on the issue that you have. Immediately, the AI bot is not versed in that information. It immediately routes that query to a human agent because the human agent will have a better understanding of what it is the person is requesting. But most people end up using frequently asked questions or basically going to the help page of the website if it's a product that you're having some difficulties with on how to be able to troubleshoot it or whatever. AI can easily just pull that information. So for example, you go, how can I troubleshoot my iPhone because the camera is not working? You should be able to basically pull out some information on how to be able to restart the device, do power down, all these things, basically simple tasks that people can do to resolve certain issues. They don't need to wait on the line to speak with someone. But when it comes to complex, you can easily have AI route those queries directly to human agents. The future of call centers. So collaboration between AI and humans will define the future of customer service. Human agents must upskill to work effectively with AI tools. So focus on continuous training, to enhance emotional intelligence, problem solving, and technical proficiency. So real life trend, companies investing in AI assisted training programs for agents report higher efficiency and employee satisfaction, because now the employees are satisfied because they don't need to go through all the unnecessary or basically minuscule tasks, because those can be easily handled by AI, thus minimizing the workload. So they are able to actually focus on more important tasks or more important things rather than minuscule things that just waste time. And that way you have a very time efficient company, basically, when it comes to your employees. So in conclusion, what is a summary here? AI is a powerful tool, but lacks the emotional intelligence, adaptability, and intuition of human agents. So the best customer experiences come from combining the strengths of AI and the strengths of humans. So call to action, invest in your human agents, train them to leverage AI, but focus on building their interpersonal skills. Technology enhances, but humans connect. So technology can keep enhancing, but humans need that connection. They always want to communicate with another human because then they feel like, okay, this person can actually listen to me and understand what my issue is and get it resolved in the best way possible. So that is the call to action. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if this is the kind of content that you want to see, as we'll be uploading more and more content when it comes to these kind of lessons. And if you do have any questions, do let me know down in the comments below. I will do well to respond to them as soon as possible. And I will catch you on the next lesson. Cheers.